So I just played all the Devil May Cry games, 1, 2, 3, 4, and sadly this one as well. And I was thinking to myself, why not some rando on the internet give his thoughts and opinions on the game and double trigger some people. So let's see if I can hit the jackpot with the first game in the series and see what I've been missing out on. Alright, so the story starts
2 millenniums ago.
Yeah, let me shorten it for you. So 2,000 years ago, there was war between humans and the underworld, and one rebel named Sparta protected the human world and won. He was the leader for the humans for some time until he died. We then transitioned to a woman literally falling from the sky. We then see a place some big, bold neon lights, Devil May Cry. Nah, just joking. It cuts to a person talking on the phone showing off his lovely collection of swords and demonic heads when suddenly... Jesus Christ, lady. First you fall from the heavens, then you just drive through the door with a motorcycle? They both have a staring contest when she decides to drop plot on this.
You're the man who lost a mother and a brother to evil 20 years ago. The son of the legendary Dark Knight Sparta, Mr. Dante.
Dante doesn't like that this lady knows about his past, so he does what everyone does. Get his ass kicked and the sword shoved through him. And for some goddamn reason, she throws her perfectly good bike when Dante does something I wasn't expecting at all.
Sword. Haha. Time to go to work, guys.
And Dante just stands up like the Terminator with the sword still in his chest and just pulls it out like a toothpick in a sandwich. Then Mrs. Coolshades finally reveals her name as Trish. She actually needs Dante's help to stop the underworld, and then she removes her glasses for this dramatic moment. Hey, did you see that broken picture frame? Well, remember it because it's an important story plot for these two. We then transition to black, then fade into more plot by Trish explaining that Mundus was arrived 20 years ago and was trying to escape the underworld because Sparta sealed him there.
20 years ago, Mundus, the Emperor of the Underworld, resurrected.
Mundus.
Yes. His powers were sealed by Sparta. He's attempting to gain control of the human world once again. He has been preparing to open the gate on Malay Island.
So Dante and Trish arrive at the island where Trish just yeets herself out there and leaves Dante to himself. Then after exploring a bit of the castle, we get our first enemy! You kill the marionettes and just keep exploring the castle when Dante goes up to a wall statue with a sword sticking out of it. The sword starts making electricity, and honestly, I was just trying to figure out what was going to happen. And in the middle of that thought... what the actual fuck is up with Dante getting penetrated with swords? And you would think any person would just grab the sword and lift it up. Well, not Dante. Oh god, please stop. Oh my god. Oh my god, is this The Exorcist? Well, after he's done doing his yoga for the day, he picks up the sword and full on does a Thundercat scene. And honestly, Dante does some pretty cool shit with the sword. More exploring around the castle, and after a bit we get our first boss. And for any of you arachnophobia people out there, might want to look away. So after whipping that spider's lava ass, he runs away into his lava glory hole. So back to Dora exploring the castle until we end up to a room with a mirror. That ain't no ordinary mirror though, that's a freaky mirror with a freaky Dante. The freaky Dante then goes Super Saiyan and gets some pretty cool looking armor. Freaky Dante then snaps his fingers to open the door and motions Dante to head outside with him. Honestly, right here, I thought maybe he was on the other side, but nope, he's a boss. It's sad really, because he's one of the easiest bosses in the game. Just hitting the attack button and you win. They have an anime battle, then Freaky Dante pins our Dante against the wall when suddenly out of nowhere, handsome Dante's big ass necklace decides to pop out this time because plot. Freaky Dante doesn't like it so much, so he just skedaddles out of there. Later in the series you understand why, and it's actually sad when it's explained. Some more exploring the castle, fighting enemies and stuff until we get our next boss. Again, arachnophobia people, beware. I've learned your patterns though, bitch. This is gonna be easy. So you beat him and the game decides to go PS1 graphics and show an awesome death scene.
You're right. I'm his son, Dante. Sweet dreams.
After defeating the spider and going down the elevator, we finally get some new stuff when we encounter a new enemy who strangely looks like Aeon Kalkos from the Soul Calibur games. Honestly, they aren't hard to beat, but I love the design. So after doing some awkward platforming, we finally get my favorite weapon in the game. Oh yeah, baby. I use these weapons the rest of the game besides like 2 bosses. We then leave the area to head back out to a big open field and be greeted by thunder and red light to where just a big bird shows up.
Are you the human, the son of Sparta who challenges the darkness for this?
Block off, Featherface, or you can stick around and find out the hard way.
Yeah, just like with Freaky Dante, this boss ain't hard at all. He flies away after losing, then we just keep on moving. Yada yada yada, more exploring, and hey, Freaky Dante's back for round 2. Yep, he's still as easy as the one before. We then go underground to find a pirate ship of all things, and Dante just starts taking it downstream. Big Bird comes back in, and I'm starting to see a pattern with this game's bosses. So just like Freaky Dante, he flies away again, and after heading back into the ship and grabbing the staff of Hermes, the ship decides just to fucking stop working, and Dante's gotta abandon ship. After more going around, we end up in a big arena where Red Lightning shows up, so y'all know what that means. Hey, it's Big Bird! So after beating him, it looks like we actually won. Oh, wait, no. He's flying up. So I guess... Holy fuck! So Big Bird is begging for Mundus to lend him more power to finish Dante off. 3 big red eyes and show up and say this. Wow, that was actually kind of sad and messed up. So Trish decides to show up now, and Dante starts letting out his feelings.
Mundus. His heinous ways make me sick, killing even his own, like they were nothing. He's the one that took the life of my mother, my brother, and Shirley.
Yo, hang on one sec. Why the fuck is it zooming in on Trish's lifeless face? So Dante just goes on explaining about his father and he heads back towards the castle. Then Freaky Dante shows up for the third time, and hopefully the final. Freaky Dante goes even further beyond, and his power level even gets stronger. Oh shit, that ain't Freaky Dante, that's a freaky albino! This boss fight is actually fun and gave me some trouble. So you beat him and he actually explodes off camera. Now the necklace falls down and that looks just like Dante's.
Virgil, Dante, happy birthday.
Oh no, I can't believe it. It was actually Dante's brother, Virgil. Then another big shocker happens. Trish is actually working for Mundus. What a shocker. Back to Dante, the amulet combines to form a perfect amulet and together makes a new weapon. So the weapon is called Sparta and was actually used by Dante and Virgil's daddy. So you go around the castle some more, fighting new enemies and stuff, and we go through a portal-like thing, and I think we end up with Underworld, I'm guessing? I'm not exactly sure. We enter a room where Trish needs to be helped. Dante runs to help her when a barrier shows up and one of the most disturbing enemies/bosses arrive.
Trish, stay back!
Like, what the actual fuck is that thing? So everything is going fine, boss is kinda weird, but still not that hard when suddenly...
You fool! You're so easy!
Trish, you?
Humans, what sweets. You should know better than to trust a stranger. Your presence has become a hindrance to my master's bloody scheme. Now die!
That hoe shot Dante in the back! So the boss is beaten and starts shooting beams everywhere. It hits a pillar and it's about to crush Trish. Yep, Dante saves Trish. And for all those that are wondering why,
Dante! Dante, why did you save my life?
Because you look like my mother.
yep, that's the reason. She looks like his mother. That's literally the only reason why he saves her. Trish tries to join Dante and actually help him, but Dante don't want none of that. Once his eyes show up behind Trish, reminding her that she knows what happens when someone fails. She's going through this gross area with a bunch of organs and shit. Dante ends up in a big white room. Dante goes to the statue, and it's Mundus. Mundus tells Dante to turn around and it literally shows Trish being crucified. Mundus then shoots Dante, but it seems like it actually hurts him. Kinda hard to believe though, since, you know, he just lifts himself through a goddamn sword. Mundus goes to shoot again, and then suddenly Trish teleports in front of Dante and gets
Headshot.
Mundus then gets up and teleports him and Dante in somewhere in space or something, I don't know. And Dante achieves his final form and is ready to battle. after a stupid air battle, Dante just gets bodied. I got 3 words for this boss. Fuck this boss. I'll explain more later, but those are my general thoughts. So you beat Mundus and he disintegrates. Dante goes back to Trish, and I ain't gonna say anything about this clip. Just watch.
My mother risked her life for me. And now you, too. I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Dante then decides to leave his amulet in its father's sword with the chick just because he looks like her mother. The entire castle starts to fall apart and Dante's got 5 minutes to get the fuck out of there. He almost makes it out, but the fort collapses and for some reason Mundus pops up again.
Has been opened. Dante, you are not getting away. This is where you will die.
I'm not going anywhere. Besides, there's no place to go. Look around. This will be your burial ground as well.
This can be considered the final boss, but this is one of the easiest boss fights, so I ain't counting it. Right before the end of the fight, someone shows up. Oh my god, it's Trish. Whoa, dude, that's an M. Night Shyamalan twist right there. Trish lends Dante her power, and then we get the famous line.
It looks like we have a winner.
Jackpot.
Dante, I will return, and I will rule this world.
Trish and Dante embrace each other and accept they ain't gonna get out of the situation. Yep, just a fucking airplane just falls on through. You do see it earlier in the game, but here it is now for some reason, because plot. And of course, Dante knows how to fly, and they Indiana Jones the fuck out of there. Trish wants to join Dante on their adventure, so they just head back home and rename the shop.
Devil never cry. Yes? Okay, great. Where's the place? We'll be right there. This one has the password. Sounds heavy.
Okay, let's get it over with in 10 minutes. Can't let a single one of those suckers live.
5 minutes.
More than enough.
And that's Devil May Cry. Overall, I enjoyed the stories, but it's definitely not the best story. And what I've heard from other people who played the game when it came out, it hasn't aged the best, so there's that as well. Also, I should say this now. My first time seeing Dante was Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so I was expecting that Dante in this game. This Dante just has some jokes, but overall he's a super movie character you really don't care for. I like his character design, but I just don't give a fuck about him in this game. Mundus was an okay villain, didn't see him at all until like almost the end of the game, and when he does, all he is a statue. Then there's Trish. Yep, that's it. But it's weird though with this character. I didn't give a shit about her in the first game, but in the second game I actually wanted to see her. She's not in the second game, she plays with one of the most boring characters in the entire series. And then when she shows up for the fourth game, I got excited to see her again, so I guess it's a love-hate relationship with her. Alright, now for gameplay. I Combat, it's not that great. It's just a button masher. Combat does get a lot better throughout the series, but it was a kind of rough start for them. Also the camera. Oh god, the camera. This game was originally going to be Resident Evil 4, but got changed to Devil May Cry, so that might explain the camera because that's how old Resident Evil games are. There isn't a lot of weapon variety as well, since they all do the same things besides Ifrit. Oh, and the gun mechanic. Just use the shotguns the entire game and you're good. All the other guns aren't that great besides the shotgun. I rarely change my setup with my guns and weapons because of how good the shotgun and Ifrit are. There's also the double trigger mechanic when you become a devil, and just become more fast and strong and you regain health. I just use it for the health game with the strength being a side bonus. Alright, for the bosses. How do I describe the bosses in this game? I guess lazy? They use the same like 4 bosses multiple times. Spider, Bird, Virgil, and the Blob, and they're not hard at all. Big Bird, you can just spam shotgun until he falls and just go double trigger and beat the shit out of him with Ifrit. Mundus though? That son of a bitch Mundus. First off, the flying section in the beginning just sucks ass. There's these projectiles that follow you and they hurt like a bitch. I saved up double trigger stars throughout the entire game, and then they basically just refill my double trigger to max, and I just spammed the Mortal Kombat Dragon until I got to his final phase. And when I got to his final phase, the fucking platform to get up to his face was terrible. And all the constant following projectiles and how much damage he deals is so annoying. This boss took me about 2 hours to beat, and when I finally did beat him, I didn't feel satisfied at all. But then, the cutscene afterwards did make me feel a lot better.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
That never gets old. So overall the game was fun. There were some downsides with the story and repetitive gameplay. But would I recommend someone to play this game? Yes, I actually would.